we've worked our way through the first major era of the Star Wars expanded universe, we're going to take a break and go through an entirely different property within the Star Wars universe, The Tales of the Jedi, written by the godfather of the expanded universe, Kevin J. Anderson. Taking place 5,000 years before the original trilogy, The Tales of the Jedi shows us an entirely new state of the franchise, one in which the Jedi are numerous, the galaxy is still mostly unexplored, and the Sith Empire is a looming threat. This ancient Republic era spans 4,000 years of history, ending at 1,000 years before the original trilogy with the Ruusan Reformation. We'll cover this entire era in sections, and we'll begin our review with the first arc of the Tales of the Jedi comic series, which chronicles the Great Hyperspace War, titled The Golden Age of the Sith, Issue 0. Our story opens on Odin a Jedi historian on the Jedi Library stronghold of Ossus, who has just completed his training. Odin main area of interest is the history of the Dark Jedi, who, 2,000 years prior, rebelled against their masters in what became known as the 100 Years' Darkness. Seen in flashbacks, these Jedi happened upon teachings led by who we would eventually learn to be a Junta Paul, that gave them access to abilities to bend life itself, creating monstrous abominations with their wild experimentations. Once these unnatural abilities became known, the Jedi attempted to oppose them, and the results were devastating, as Jedi turned against Jedi. The resulting conflict lasted 100 years and ended with the defeat of the Dark Jedi at the Battle of Corvus. As punishment, the Dark Jedi were exiled, stripped of their weapons and forced onto ships bound for the unexplored far reaches of the galaxy. Unbeknownst to the Jedi, these exiles made their way to Korriban and Ziost, encountered the Sith people, and enslaved them. Believing him to be ready for his first major test as a Jedi Knight, Odin master Uru sends him to the Koros system, one of the few places in the galaxy where carbonite can be found, to assist in the unfolding unification wars. Koros, a system in the deep core near Coruscant, has been mining carbonite for years, but the aristocracy has long ignored smugglers within the system. The rise of Teta, the warrior empress, changes all of this as she seeks to unify the entire system. Rebels on the planet Kirik opposed these unification efforts, and the unification wars began. While the wars are ongoing, supply runners Hawk and Tamar Daragon operate the Starbreaker 12 for Hut Arba on Koros planet Senegar. The couple agree to make a dangerous supply run to Kirik on the Shadow Runner, leaving their children Gav and Jory behind. Odin arrives in the Koros system and meets with Teta's Jedi advisor Mehmet Nadil, and is apprised of the situation. Teta has managed to unify 6 of the 7 Koros worlds under her control through negotiation and trade agreements. However, the rebels controlling the final world, Kirik, refused to join her. Teta had landed a war party on the planet, but the rebels were able to push them back and besiege them within a citadel. In order to prevent resupply of the Tetan forces, the rebels set up a blockade around the planet, raiding supply ships traveling to Kirik and killing hostages in retaliation for blockade running, slaughtering 50 hostages in one particularly bloody response. The situation in Koros is in a tense state. Teta prepares for her final assault on Kirik, intent on ending the war in that battle. Despite their misgivings on going to war, the Jedi realize that unifying the Koros system is in the best interest of the galaxy. Odin agrees to employ a strange and potent ability known as battle meditation to assist in the coming fight. Battle meditation is a rare ability that takes clear focus and great amount of force power that can truly sway the outcome of a fight. Battle meditation affects every commander, soldier, and pilot in the battle. It boosts the morale, concentration, stamina, and overall prowess of those on the user's side. Commanders see the battlefield more clearly, calculate odds faster, and make strategic decisions. Soldiers and pilots act faster with greater acuity and accuracy, and make more efficient movements. Conversely, those on the opposing side are impacted negatively. Battle meditation increases doubt and erodes the opponent's will to fight. Actions are made slower with greater hesitancy, and decisions are made unclear. Battles are about more than weapons and manpower, and battle meditation seeks to capitalize on these intangible aspects of fighting. Teta brings her forces to bear against Kirik, with the Jedi fighting alongside them and Odin employing battle meditation. The battle turns against the rebels rather quickly, as many of the rebel soldiers immediately lose any resolve or belief in their victory. Teta's forces begin to overrun the rebel position. Unfortunately, there is an unforeseen result of the battle meditation. Odin is not able to apply the proper nuance to the influence he is exerting against the Keurig rebels, and the rebels lose all hope. In their manufactured desperation, they decide to do as much damage as possible before being defeated, and begin firing on the easiest targets, which so happens to be the supply ships flying in supplies. One of those ships was the Shadowrunner, killing Hawk and Timar Daragon. In the aftermath, Odin is horrified by the death and destruction, despite reassurances that his battle meditation saved countless more lives than were lost. Teta is installed as the Empress of the entire system, which is eventually renamed as the Empress Teta system. Arba, upon hearing of the Daragon's death, gives their other ship, the Starbreaker 12, to their children Gav and Dory. In memory of their parents, the siblings declare their intentions to map out new hyperspace routes. This is a really fun comic and a great opening entry into this new era of Star Wars. It has a unique look about it, one which ostensibly clashes with what will come later, but we'll get to that when we cover some of those properties. With old stone structures and more primitive weaponry seen everywhere, the lightsabers are clunky and still require an external power source, and records are kept on paper scrolls. In the grand scheme of things, the story is rather small, dealing with a single battle for a single planet and the harrowing though ill-fated voyage of the Shadowrunner. However, this story lays the seeds for a lot of the conflict we will see in the following issues and future story arcs. These are great stories. If you can get your hands on them, I highly recommend it. Have you read The Golden Age of the Sith? If so, let me know what your favorite part of this new era of Star Wars is. Thanks for watching.